just a little jazz about me. Make sure we got everybody can see what they can see. I will say this, guys. I'm gonna treat this pretty much like I treat any of my other meetings, like with any of my guys. I'm gonna try to give you as much information as possible. So don't feel like I'm talking down to anybody. And at the same time, if I miss something or you don't understand it, hey man, start talking, throw it out there. And quite honestly, if there's something else that I say and you want to jump in on that, let's do it. Let's talk about it. Let's move forward. I think the best talks that I've ever been at with coaches, it's all come down to just interaction and really starting to, make sure you get what you want to get out of this. All right. So, like I said, name's Khanis Hubbard. I am at Catawba College. If you don't know where that is, Salisbury, North Carolina, right up the road, about 2 hours. If you haven't been, you need to come check it out. It's a great place. That is my alma mater. I graduated in 2004 from there. Blessed to be back. I'm really excited about this opportunity. Originally from Raleigh, North Carolina, Inlow High School. That's what I tell people. But like I was telling Coach just earlier, just a second ago, moved around the country a lot. So I got to Raleigh when I was around 12, and I don't have a team. So no NC State, no Duke, no Carolina. So just right off the rip, no, not your guy. I don't know. I grew up outside of Houston in League City, Texas. So I was a Houston Oilers fan growing up, Rockets, and all that kind of stuff. Like I said, got done at Inlow High School, got a chance to go play Catawba, graduated in 2004, and then was blessed to jump on immediately 2005 to 11. Was there as the defensive line coach. It's a long story. The short version is my defensive line coach at the time was a gentleman named Jim Tomsula. If anybody, you guys don't know who he is, he was a former head coach at the San Francisco 49ers. At the time, he was working in NFL Europe with the Ryan Fire and got a head coaching job, left. I became a full-time guy in 2005, and the rest was kind of history. So got, blessed to get a chance to play underneath him for 4 years and then coach him for a season before he took that head job with the Ryan Fire. And I was with Coach Hester, the head coach of Barton for, like I said, going on 6 years. He actually recruited me out of high school being a Millbrook guy, Raleigh guy. And when I got done there, moved on to Quincy University, Illinois, D2, obviously, GLVC. Had, carried a number of hats. The biggest thing there that I tell guys is, I learned a lot of football starting out coaching. When I got to the game, obviously from playing, you learn a lot of ball. The second time where I feel like I had the most mind experience was my first time coordinating on defense, and then I got an opportunity to actually be the offensive coordinator, offensive line coach. Big time mind expansion for me, huge. Thought you knew what power was until you got to coach power. You got to start talking about, double teams and blocking back and finding the Mike backers and all that good kind of jazz. So you think you know what you're talking about until you got to really coach it. After that experience, I was there till 2018, 2019, went to Lockheed, again, Division II PSAC, and got a chance, and actually took this job because I was able to be the defensive backs coach and the defensive coordinator. As a defensive backs coach, learning the back end stuff, me being a front seven guy, again, was another point of, I guess you could say, mind expansion for me, where I just, again, for lack of a better way to put it, had told guys like, hey, we want to do quarters this way, we want to do cover two this way, but it may not have been as detail-oriented as a young coordinator, looking back at it now, as I wish I could have been, and probably didn't give those guys as much information as I wish I had that I started to learn by actually getting a chance to coach the position. So that was a blessing. And then, Southwest Minnesota State, honestly, I was only there for 6 to 8 months, and the biggest thing for me there was I got a chance to go back and coach defensive line, and just being a D-line coach is fun, man. It's like, took a lot of weight off the shoulders, didn't have to, game plan for the whole thing, and, just coaching ball. And now I'm back with Tyler Haynes, head football coach at Catawba. He came from Shepherd University. I've got the privilege to get on his staff, so you can see over there on the right side of the screen. 20 years at D2 level, going on 21, 15 years coaching defensive line. I was the interim head coach at Lockheed for a little while and diversity equity liaison at Southwest Minnesota State. Man. So, as a defensive line coach, again, I show this a lot of times to recruits, just to let them know, like, this is what we've done, this is played the position, I was All-American, and I got a chance to coach 4 All-Americans at the position, 29 all-conference players, been in the playoffs twice, and just for the conference that we're in, we've been the #1 total defense, rush defense, sacks, and tackles for loss, along with being top 10 nationally in those stats. So what we do works, but the biggest thing for me is for them to understand that this was who we were, but also who we're striving to be and what we're working for in the future. Now, run stunts. I really wanted to move into that quick. I hope that introduction was fast. I know a lot of times you hear the whole life story about how they grew up, mom, dad, all that kind of stuff. But I thought about what I was going to talk about today, and the reason why I chose run stunts was I actually went on an interview one time, and probably the best interview I've ever been on. And the coach asked me what my favorite run stunts were. And to be quite honest with you, had done stunting, but I hadn't really sat down, broken down what I considered to be a run stunt, and then what we did and put it into those terms. It was like, we stunt, we do these things, we do this, and be quite honest with you, I look back at it that moment, and we did a lot of twisting, but we didn't do a whole lot of stunting. And then we're gonna talk about what I consider to be the difference. So for me, what is a run stunt? Well, again, a run stunt's a movement. Anytime we're stunting, we're just talking about movement, right? It can be a 1-man movement, 2-man movement, 3-man movement, technically it can be a 4-man movement. The main thing is that we are going to be trying to cancel out gaps, right? Trying to cancel out gaps, and right here, it's the forced miscommunication amongst the offensive linemen to disrupt the run game and to put us in places, right, before the ball gets there and allow us to make plays, hopefully, penetration, getting into the backfield, and tackle for loss and sacks is all we talk about. Literally, that's all I talk about as a defensive line coach with my guys. It's tackle for loss and sacks. Everything else, positive for the offense, period. So, how do we line up? How do we get aligned? And then how do we move into different places so that the offensive linemen don't know where we're going to be? And how do we stuff up the run? That's what we're going to kind of be talking about today. Outside of our base fronts. So a little bit of our key objectives when we're talking to the guys. Number 1, I'm sure you guys all talk about a lot of the same things over and over again, but we're looking at disrupt the blocking schemes, right? So what are the blocking schemes that we're seeing? Are we seeing gap scheme? Are we seeing zone scheme? Are we seeing 3-man surfaces, 2-man surfaces? What are we getting? And then how do we disrupt them, right? Force them to adjust and miscommunicate, because I don't know if you guys got a chance to be on the offensive side of the ball. One of the biggest things that I learned as an offensive line coach was offensive linemen get excited about seeing defensive linemen, linebackers line up. If they don't move, life is easy. If they know where they're going to be, life is easy. Unless that guy's just a killer. Now, obviously, if he's a stud, if you whoop him, he just whoops him. But when they know where they are, they're confident. I can at least do my job, and I can get my alignment assignment, and I can execute what I'm supposed to do. Now, whether or not I win comes down to me. The next thing, probably the most important for my defensive coordinator, and I didn't mention I'm a defensive coordinator as well at Catawba, as long as we being the defensive line coach. But my defensive coordinator, linebacker coach, we have to maintain gap integrity, right? We can't just be stunting all across the face of the earth and going all different places and doing a whole bunch of crazy stuff. We have to know where we're going, how we're getting there, so we can tell the people behind us what's going to happen. Give them an idea of what's about to happen. We want to be explosive in all movements. I'm a firm believer that everything defensive line starts with your first step. And the guy who gets the first 2 steps in, he's going to win that battle probably about 90% of the time. So we're trying to get 2 steps in before the offensive lineman. We're really trying to get off with a decisive burst and really take advantage of the offensive lineman's momentum. What does that mean when I say the offensive line's momentum? Well, again, the offensive line is thinking, I'm going to be in a certain spot. If I end up somewhere else, hopefully I can get them off balance, get them guessing where we're going, and use that momentum against them. And then clear communication. How are we making these calls? 1, covering the sidelines. 2, covering calls from each other on the field, understanding, hey, I'm going to do certain things. Or, obviously, I'm sure you all have it, like if you have trips, checks, or things like that, when your linebackers can cancel gaps, or if you've got guys that get displaced from the box, right, when they get pulled out, they can give a guy a spike call or whatever you call those calls to tire down. All right, starting around the rim. get the call from the sidelines, or I hear the call, what's my pre-snap mindset? I gotta think about this before the snap. Pre-snap, I'm looking at the offensive formation. We're huge on formations. For me, I'm coaching the heck out of the first 3 steps, guys. So the first 3 steps is what it's all about. After that, I'm a firm believer that you're either blessed with the ability or you weren't. You know, we're not turning anybody into Julius Peppers out there. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna coach the heck out of those first 3 steps. We're gonna talk about likely points of attack, where the ball might be, where the running back is, obviously knowing what your assignment is, and how to run the stunt. So what does that all mean? Well, we start getting into, like I said earlier, 3-man surfaces, 2-man surfaces. Do we have tight end wings? Where's the back at? Where's the back offset at? I mean, it's pretty detailed for us at the college level. We're getting even to the point, I know you probably can't see this grid, but we're getting to the point of, is the back away, is the back to, how tight is the back to the quarterback? Is the back even, right? And we got guys that are calling out different numbers based on where he is. Is he in front of the quarterback? Is he behind? Is he wide? And that's kind of giving us keys onto what type of play is coming based on what they like to do. So, the fundamentals of what we do, leveraging base. Again, we want to be low. We want to make sure that those movements, that we have a good base wherever the redirect, wherever we go. You'll see every day, we always start our drills kind of the same way. I didn't put any drill tape in there just because I wanted to talk about it, and I don't like some of the film that we have of our drills right now, where it's filmed from, but that's a whole nother story. But we start every day with a 3-bag drill where we go over our bags, we have our fingertips on the bags, and we're trying to keep our shoulders square underneath ourselves. And we plan to get our outside foot with the last bag still between our legs. We want to burst straight forward. We're always talking about keeping our feet in the framework of our body, staying low, eyes up, hips down, fingertips scraping the bags. So we're always going to be in a good football position. We're always going to be over top of those bags. We're always going to be moving nice and balanced and be able to burst straight out. Always. So again, that balance comes whether you're twisted, shifted, helps you maintain control, deliver powerful hits. The next thing, fundamental-wise, when you're making your movements, you have to understand, no matter where I'm moving, I want to make sure my eyes are getting to my targets, my eyes are getting to the man I'm moving to. We talk about that all the time. So I got my alignment assignment, but I want to get my eyes to the man I'm moving to. So as my eyes work to the man I'm moving to, I now have to read what it's giving me, and I have to be ready to punch through the block and secure and control the block. What's the block doing that's coming to me, right? If I get a base block, I've got to get my hands inside, I got to punch. I can't just run into the guy face to face. So, again, eyes, pulling what I'm seeing, making sure my hands are getting inside into his chest, quick aggressive hand strikes, and then make sure I secure and control that block, right? Your hands should feel like teammates. What does that mean to you when you hear that? Should helping you what? Yeah, they should be helping you out. So how your hands can be helping you out? Well, you got to use them. Again, we try to use that kind of language again because number one thing that we probably struggle with is sometimes using our hands. Guys just running in there throwing their face into things. My face should not be the first thing that ever makes contact with the block. Ever. Ever. Again, we're all trying to teach this game as safe and as holistically violent as possible in the same manner, right? We all want to play fast. We all want to be violent. We all want to be safe. So we talk about making sure that our hands are making contact before our face gets there, all the time. Now, they're also teammates because once my hands land on the block, what do my hands become? My hands are going to become eyes on that block. Now I can feel where it's going, and my eyes can now go from my visual keys to my pressure keys, depending on what we're doing. Does that kind of make sense to everybody? Quick first step. Kind of self-explanatory, right? Obviously, we want to move fast. Nobody wants to move slow in the game. There's nothing, again, I don't know if I've said the word slow down ever in my vocabulary when it comes to defensive line. We're trying to get everything faster. So, again, quick first step. I mean, pretty simple. And then the change of angle, right? We talk about alignment assignment, angle of departure, and vision progression all the time. Alignment assignment, angle of departure, and vision progression all the time. Over and over again. So what's the alignment assignment? What am I doing? Right? Alignment assignment, right? I'm just saying it again slow because I know it's not up there. Alignment assignment, angle of departure. What does that mean? Where am I going? What kind of stunt is this? If it's a run stunt, I'd say 90% of the time, I'm gonna be taking a flat step. I'm not gonna be getting too much penetration into the line, right? I'm gonna be taking a flat step, which is a lot of flat steps. Our first step on those flat steps are gonna be what? Our get off. Our second step, that's gonna be our redirection step. That's gonna be all based on what we see. So flat steps and redirection step. Now we do take 45-degree steps sometimes to penetrate to the line, and that's a game plan type thing or based on what we're doing. And we'll talk about that a little bit more as we go, right? Whether you're a looper, penetrator, what you have. And then making sure you sync it all up, make sure you guys understand who's moving where, who's the looper, who's the penetrator, who's first, who's second, right? Making sure that guy clears before I go. It's a timing thing. And you might be way faster than me. We got to set that time up. Or you may be faster than coach. And when I run the same stunt with coach, the time is a little differently. So we got to get that worked out.
And stunts.
Hit me, baby.
You teach, because one thing I learned with stunts is two of the most important things is timing and spacing.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say I am the D tackle and he's the DN, and we're running a X stunt.
Okay. End's going first.
And I know he's way faster than me.
Yep.
So when I take, you teach them to take like about, not even a yard, about like a half a step back in extent, so it's timing is right, or
If I know that if I know the penetrator's faster, I'm good. It's really usually the looper, the guy, the second guy, whoever's the second guy going. That's the guy that's got to really set up the syncing of the timing. The penetrator, if he's fast, like, hey, kudos, man, go, right? What I would really probably teach there more than anything is I'd keep working on that looper, getting that second guy, getting into his block faster, drawing those eyes quicker, making sure that he was trying to maintain the vision, right, of the offensive lineman on him, so that whoever was going first on his X stunt, he could take him. So again, in what you're saying right now, if I was that DT, what's my job as the looper, right? Right. Well, obviously the first thing is I gotta draw the guys in that guard, right? I gotta draw the guys in the guard. So I'm gonna tell that guy, hey man, you might not get there, you might not get engaged because he's so much faster than you. But I want to see you cha-cha, I want to see those hands flash, I want to see those feet moving, I want to see you get off the ball. You have to do something to draw his eyes, right? Keep his eyes on him, threaten. Or if he's really slow, and this is next level stuff, if he's really slow, we'll tell that guy, jab him inside, right? Draw his eyes like you're coming under, right? Jab him inside, allow that guy to come, and then work back out. Again, just a timing thing, but again, it just depends on who you got and how it works. So you gotta do different things for different guys. Nobody's the same. That's cool. But the biggest thing is, right there. Rehearse it. You gotta work it, man. You know what I'm saying? The time is not just gonna happen. You're gonna say it like it is gonna happen, but you gotta rehearse it over and over again. With different guys, with different combinations. I put these alignments up here. Again, I'm not trying to insult anybody's intelligence in the room, but I do want you to know like what we do out there on the tight end. Everybody's different. Head-up techniques are all even numbers. Everything inside for us are eyes, and then outside, we're going 5 and then 9 on the tight end. Some people I know just call it a 7, go 5 straight 7. So sometimes I say that. If I do, just you know what I mean. Cool? All right, so now we can get into what we do. Who here runs the pirate stuff? Anybody run the pirate stuff from the 3 technique side? So this is exactly how we teach it. This is straight out of our playbook. This is exactly what it looks like. We call pirate guys. We can run out of bench, or we can run out of field. We can run out of over, we can run out of anything. All bench and field, as far as you guys are concerned, is where we're setting the 3 technique. Make sense? That's it. So, we call bench, and our tackle over here now is the 3 technique. We know the 3 technique side is reducing down. That's the side that's coming up. So we've got an A-gap player and a B-gap player. That blue dotted line, what do you think that means, guys? That's the looper, right? But why is it blue?
It's only a read. Only if pass.
If pass, he loops. If it's not pass, we cancel out gaps on the inside, and we're gonna allow the ball to fall off the table. So his job is bull rush, penetration, get hands on, draw eyes and attention, right? Feel pressure come across his face, then swipe outside. Now, when he swipes outside, how's he moving? We want to scrape paint off the bumper, stay as tight as we can, right? And we want to make sure our eyes are in the backfield following the ball. And we want to be as tight as we can to that last man on the line of scrimmage. In this case, the tackle.
So So run, the nose is staying in the A gap, pass, he loops out.
Yep. Run, A, pass, he's a loop.
So what slide, I mean, what type of protection would you like to run pirate?
What type of protection do I like to run pirate to? So, a lot of times what you see us do is you'll see us run pirate either to the bench, first off, let me get to protection, but first to the bench, because why? What do you think? If this is the bench right here, this is the short side of the field, right? Well, no, because we don't want this big dude right here having to run out to the field. we very rarely run that. Unless we're in some type of sub package and we got somebody else faster in the game. We don't try to send the 300 pounds out here to go get the edge. So that's first thing. Second thing, we will run it a lot out of the back front, okay? Or, conversely, out of a back or a shade front. For us, that means set the three technique to the back or away from the back. Now that's based on what are we seeing? Are we seeing gap scheme? Are we seeing zone scheme? Because these are what kind of stunts? Run stunts. So we're running this to stop the what? Yeah, so I'm not thinking pass protection in this case. In this case, I'm thinking, hey, do I want these guys front side and the ball running into them and it falling off the table? Or do I want a backside chasing it down and set a hard edge right now with a rush who is doing his job? Because you see, he's just doing base rules in this picture, or the end over here, he's got contained. Same difference.
To clarify, if you're running it in a back scheme, you would have the pirate come from the side, the back of that.
Yep. So if we were running this in the back call, we would just be setting the three technique to the back. It would look just like this, and the back would be over here. Make sense? Again, the first word is just the front. For us, the second word is telling us what we're doing. That's the movement. So again, good question, not to ignore it. We're not running it for any type of really pass protections. But normally we don't like to send this guy to the field.
Yes, sir.
Normally. Cool? All right. So I'm gonna try to run this film right here from up top. What you can see, I got a clip right here of them running this the correct way. So first off, we got FIB, we call this tray yo gun strong. So they're in trips, the Y is off, he's yo'd off, and then you got gun strong, right? So the back is to the strap. We've now come out, again in the bench front, we set the three technique to the bench, and we're gonna run pirate. So we know which side's run pirate, we know where it's coming from. We should be playing technique here. Big boy 6'9", Clinton Drive right there, that's Jami. He should be penetrating, drawing eyes, waiting for color to cross his face, and pass before he moves. Everybody good on that? All right, let's watch it once from the wide. Again, not perfect. Boom. You see us right here? We're in our bench front. You know the movement right now is coming from where? Coming from the three technique side. So it's coming from the three technique side. He should be working the A, he's working the B. Both of those guys should be flat stepping, the eyes should be looking to the man they're moving to. So 0, who you can't see out here, should be looking to the guard. Why do we not look to the tackle?
That's not the man you're working to. You're working to the three
It's not who I'm working to, right? Shouldn't be my threat anymore. I'm expecting you to win against him based on movement. Based on movement. If you don't win based on movement, what did you get? You probably got a down block, right? He's got leverage on you if he were to do a down block. If he were to run down, that's the only time you would see him come into your vision progression. Now, just run the heel line. Everything else, you better win, right? Think about it. If I'm here and I tackle, same picture, I'm on you. If I base, you're coming under, you got to win. If he's reaching, win. So pass prone, win, right? But if he goes down, he gets leverage on you. Now, run the heel line. Allows you to still be there and not lose numbers on gap scheme. Because to get in front of him, you probably have to lose ground. We never want to lose ground. Every step gains ground. Every step we take as a defensive lineman gains ground. Every single step. Minus just a flat step here, you'll see. So I ran it a couple times. Watch zero right here. Sorry, I'm in the picture here. Step him up. Took his first step under. Eyes were good. Biggest thing I don't love there, I like for those guys to try to keep the toe as square as possible, right? Try to keep that thing pointed at the field. The reason why we're trying to keep it square is once you open your toe up, you open your knee up, you open your hip up, you're more susceptible to wash. Somebody jumps up the back now, they're able to wash you down. So we always want to try to keep that toe pointed up the field and straight and square. Does that make sense? All right. Our second step now is a redirection step. What am I seeing, right? So my first step is always to get off, right? Same thing without a step. I'm getting off the ball. And then what am I doing? I'm reacting to what I see. Same thing here. What am I doing? I'm getting off the ball. So now, I'm starting to knee back. My eyes go to my target. What am I doing? I'm reacting to what I see. If I get a down block, what am I doing? Running the heel line, right? If I get a base, I'm banging it through my gap. If I get reach, right? If I get reach, redirect and get through the gap. All pretty simple. Then if I get pass, passage. 61 here, he doesn't do a good job. What do we talk about we want with our hands?
You don't do a good time to tackle.
We want those things to be disruptive, don't we? Is he bringing his hands at all?
Nah, that's good now.
No bueno, right? Didn't shoot his hands, wasn't ready. Gets knocked off. On the ground. Can't make plays like that. Zero does a great job. Penetration in the backfield. This is what we would call a bad miss by zero. Why is this a bad miss by zero? Does anybody know?
Because he was there to make a play.
He's there to make the tackle. 100%. That makes it a bad miss. What really makes it a bad miss is, what is he doing? He's stuck underneath, and look at his block. What does his block do?
He's still going down. Oh, he's pulling. He need to be chasing.
He got to get in that hip pocket. So if anything, he should be missing across the running back's face, not behind him, right? A good miss, right? A good miss is going to put all the work to our helpers. Look at 41. What's he doing? Because he knows he got tired. Chilling for everything to fall off the table. He's not in the middle here. He's expecting him to cancel those gaps out for everything to fall off the table. And then if you watch backside, right, 59, this is actually a really good job by 59. Watch him get off the ball, Johnny. Boom, bangs with his hands. Eyes are looking through his gap responsibility. I think it's a little high, all that kind of jazz. We're not gonna get into that, but we can stay lower, keep our chest on our knee. But I love the violence. I love where his eyes are always looking through his gap. All that's smooth. 52, good squeeze down, didn't get hands on. Missed. Takes him underneath that guard's block, which he should have ended up underneath. If he got hands on the tackle, he wouldn't end up underneath, and he'd get an easy edge. He tries to correct it, jumps out, and now dude's pushing him, and he's bigger than him, no good. Anybody got a question about this rep? All right. So now, another bench run, right? So now we have another bench run. We know it's coming from the bottom. Let's see what happens here. Let's watch it. Anybody notice zero? Anybody notice 59? What they do?
Feel like the wrong gap.
In the wrong gap, right? So let's watch it on the tight. First step. Toes are opening up. Early on in the season. Sorry, bro. Next step. He's got to get vertical. We're telling him to get vertical right there. He's getting reached to him. And he's got ball away. So he should be understanding right now, if anything, based on what he sees, he should be thinking, I'm getting zone 2. Right? Because I got back away, zone 2. Back away, zone 2. Now the backside, Rick knows that he's got quarterback disconnect, so he's got to squeeze square and keep squeezing. And then Kobe never got vertical. Never took a second step, never got vertical, right? Allowed him to get reached, right? 34 was trying to get outside, but you didn't demand any presence through B gap so he can sift up second level luckily he makes a good play, but that's not what he wants to look like. So I put some good ones, bad ones, then some pass ones. Last one, now we're running this based on the front, this is an under front. But as far as you're concerned, it looks like bench again, right? Bench again. They came out and slot trips off, it was a bunch. It's gonna motion, excuse me, it's gonna motion to a bunch out of 8, 2 by 2. And now it's gonna motion to a bunch. So here we go, we got Pirate up top. There's good on this play and some bad on this play. If you notice, this is Pirate versus pass. So we already know 3 technical sides coming under. If I'm those guys coming under, again, what am I thinking? I'm thinking back's coming across, if anything. But I'm also looking at where the back is. Back's almost even with the quarterback, right? Even to in front of him, you start thinking wide run or pass, super wide run or pass. So I'm those guys actually thinking get up the field or turn it into a pass rush right now. Man, don't like what 98 did. Want him to go right now. Jacoby's through the gap, good. You look at Meek's doing a decent job again with his hands. Because again, he's playing, he played his initial visual key, right, which was 75. Once his hands got on, his hands became his eyes on 75 on the block. His eyes go away. They go to his pressure key. He sees it down. He's hoping to see color across his face. He recognized pass, look at him straight, tight off the bumper. If 0 wall had stayed underneath and kept fighting, look at how tight he would have been where he would have been. Big Meek would have been there, man. They might have had him song, bro. Big Meek might have had him song right there. But 0's being selfish, jumping back out. Where's pass when he knows he got to stay under? Kind of messes things up. So what you think, Coach?
So screw your buddy.
Yeah, screw him up, man. You know what I'm saying? He owes him a coat. He owes him a coat for that one. Big Meek not happy. That's gonna be a big hit for him. Now, over here on the backside, we know versus pass, right? When we recognize pass, we are losing the D tackle next to us. So what are we telling this guy versus pass? We're telling him that he's got to be a level rush. He's got to make sure that he's either bull rushing, long arming, keeping it tight because you don't want that big gap bubble to get too tight, get wide. If you notice, he notices it late. He said, "Oh hell," ran up the field a little bit, and now he's trying to what? He's to press it down, shut that big gap off of nobody's body, not run up the field. He should have probably transitioned and come underneath. At this point, he probably should have attacked the top shoulder, kept him going past and come under. Because he's got him at quarterback level. But this is just a good example of us running a verse pass, right? And showing those guys out. One guy can kind of screw you up. You got to trust what you're doing. You got to collapse that pocket. Because, and again, I know this is not really part of the drill, but right now, all those guys have, I don't know, how do you guys teach pass rush? Or do you teach landmarks, or do you teach on the quarterback? When you teach about quadrants?
So we'll have the end, so to go. This is quadrant 1, front shoulder, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4.
Oh yeah.
The end has quadrant 2. D tackle right here has quadrant 1.
Oh yeah,
D tackle has
you
quadrant 4.
guys are too smart for us. That's yeah. We can't do that here at Catawba. I got Catawba degrees, so I can tell you that I played environment right there.
Hi-hat, low-hat,
High hat, low hat. But then we talk about what is your aim point on the quarterback, right? On the quarterback. So again, for him, outside tip of the shoulder, right? He's thinking 1 yard deeper and outside tip of the shoulder. He's thinking near pec. He's thinking near pec. He's thinking 1 yard pass outside tip of the shoulder, basically to keep that contained on the quarterback, right? And for all of us to keep on rushing. Once they start rushing, the reason why I'm telling you that is once they start moving, now we exchange what our responsibilities are. He should be working to the opposite pec. He should be working to the near pec, and he's got contained on the quarterback, so he's got top shoulder. And again, like you said, you tell those guys like top shoulder, back shoulder, right? Back shoulder, front shoulder. So when they turn, it's back shoulder, when they're square, obviously it's easy. Kind of make sense? All right, good. So our tech stunt. Now this is a read stunt for us, all right? So this is a read stunt. And I think everybody runs text just like everybody runs X, right? This is a little bit different because of what we're telling. Our rush When we're telling our end, whether it's bench or text, whoever's on the 3 technique side of it, it's 3 techniques movement. We're telling that guy, your job is to fire off full speed, you're running in the tackle hard, you're drawing his eyes, right? But based on what he gives you, you're gonna be looping into A. So we're canceling out A and B with these guys, but now we're doing it a different way, right? The nose, he's what we would consider the penetrator. He's gotta go right now. His job is to penetrate through B gap as hard, as fast as he can. He's got the blue line because if it does turn into pass, his job is to flick out, right? He's gonna play through the gap, eyes are going from guard to tackle, right? Because he's not really moving anybody on this one. Eyes are going from guard to tackle, but he has to feel pass, he has to feel those guys come together on pass, and when they do, he's gotta work across the tackle's face outside. Okay? Show you some clips of that. So here's us running down a shade this time, right? So we like this one a lot of times with shade, and we like doing it with the back away. So we set the 3 technique away from the back, right? And we'll loop ourselves inside. And this is real nice for zone scheme. So when you're getting zone schemes and things like that, inside zone, this is tough on the offensive line. So you look up top, you set our 3 up top, and excuse me, I'm gonna go back one clip, just so everybody knows, base rules for everybody else on the backside. They're playing technique. Did not say that. So we got technique down bottom, they know they've got the text. 59, big meat, penetration, right? That's it, that's the name of the game, penetration. 55, he should be getting up the field, reading the tackle, right? Reading the tackle. The tackle's at him or out, loop to A, right? If he gets anything, weighs it down, run the heel line. That allows us to not lose numbers again versus gaps. Look at Big Meat. Yeah. Big Meat. Off the ball. Through the gap. 55. Cha-Chas. Sees him there. Comes underneath right now. Again, he's an A-gap player, so he should be working across that guy's face. If he misses, he should miss and he should be working outside. He should never miss. He should never miss. And that guy be able to penetrate or bust it right through his gap. Good job by 96 over there, still playing technique versus zone. Good job by 0, getting his hands on. Like to see him get the extension, not so much face to face. But again, 3 technique side, penetration through B, up the field, reading the tackle, coming around. He's our A-gap player. So very similar to Pirate, right? We're handling A and B's, but now we're just doing it a different way. And it's a read stuff.
Could you explain again what block makes the stunt change to where you gotta chase it from back?
Just a down block. Again, my mentality is, he's at me, reach, anything, boom, I'm coming under. We're expecting the zone, right? We're like to run this zone, because where's the back? Away, right? So I'm thinking, I gotta get the A. If he's at me, right? If he's basing, if he's reaching, anything like that, go, right? If I get a down block, run the heel line. The only reason why we don't look in is because, again, I have to lose ground probably to get there, and because we need that extra player in gap scheme, so if they pull somebody back to us, we can spill it. Yeah, good question. There you go, let's watch for the tackle. Love it. Big Meat set the edge, through B, he's bending back, getting in on the ball, 55, setting it up and coming under. 9-6 doing a good job, pressing his block, eyes on his gap, wish he wouldn't pop back, trust him. But that's a good example of what it should look like. 55 playing a nice tight 5. Here goes another one, shade. So again, 3 techniques away from the back. Yeah, there you go. So this was your question right here. Sorry, this was your question. You see the top. Down block, right? Down block. So again, we just had just a little move to before the play. Because again, what are we trying to do?
Throw them off.
Don't throw them off, man. Where were we? You know, let those guys be down there, you know, make all those cool calls, you know, they're over there, you know, banging B this, doubling here, doing all this stuff. And, let's not sit there. And then Let's give him something else on top of that, right? Let's give him another quick move. So working through the gap, set it through B. He feels run, he sits there. 0 on the outside, down block, run the heel line, right? So I see the down, right? Block down, step down. Where do my eyes go? Yeah, what am I telling that guy? I'm telling that guy right here, my eyes go to full back area. Now, you don't look too old, so I'm not gonna disrespect you here, but you know, full back area is where that fullback back in the day used to line up behind the center, way back in I formation. I don't know if y'all do that no more.
It's not a lot of schools that do.
Yeah. But we tell our guys, always get your eyes in the fullback area because what's always going to go through that area? The ball, pullers, anything that you need to worry about, that's where it's going to be. It's going to be in that little box where he usually sits. So same thing, watch Zero's eyes. Down, boom, where's he looking?
Inside.
Down the line, sees the puller, bang, spill, cause havoc, man, chaos. Zero? He was actually, he's from Waynesboro. Yeah, Jacoby Walls, yeah, he's from Waynesboro. He was a transfer from Shaw. Now that stuff was transfer from Shaw too. Great kid. Yeah, backside, squeezing. Meat's fine right here. His plate pulled. Quick hands, work across it. We'll take that, we don't mind it. 3 techniques gotta be a little bit lower. That's the biggest thing with him here. Be a little lower, and again, his biggest problem all year is he's a redshirt freshman, using those hands. I would not bang him if he landed with his hands on 65 or 60 here, because his job is just to get penetration. When I tell him to look to one or the other, we're saying, go. Don't worry about it, go. But your hands still gotta be fast and be ready for something to come to you. If it comes to you, shoot your hands. You don't know what it may be, shoot your hands. You see color, shoot your hands. And the last one, man, is one on the bench, so it's happening up top. Now this is a hard one, but it's not. I'm gonna show it to you from the tape. 55 over here, true freshman, went ahead and jumped to the 5, right? Rather than playing the 9. He's playing the 5 right here because he knew I gotta get the A gap, right? So he did performance line or line for success, whatever you call it. He's like, I'm gonna go ahead and bump down in there. But who does he have to read? Gotta read the tackle, right? Still a read stunt. So we're reading that tackle goes down, what do we gotta do? Gotta run that heel line. Down block, run the heel line. Gotta run the heel line. And since he didn't run the heel line, somebody was drawing on this. Since we didn't run the heel line, we didn't get him there. And these lines are actually perfect. Herrera right there should be in this first gap right there. That's where he should be. Right in between those two, spill it, right? Down, block down, spill, fitting underneath. And everybody else can work off of him. But we didn't get it. So that's another good one to see. All right. Now hook. You tell people hook. Again, I'm doing these. I'm giving you a couple. I'm not gonna give you all of them, all the run stuff. So we do have a lot. Yes, we have like 2 pages of run stuff. Hook. I tell the guys is the inverse or the converse or however you think, or it's just like pirate. It's the exact same thing with pirate, right? Pirate's got hook. So we're still running a pirate stunt. The only difference is now the nose is involved. It's a 3-man movement. Nose is involved. And the rush or the end, whichever side's on the 3 technique, you gotta flip back out to get the edge. That's the only difference. So there's no looper coming all the way around. What's up, coach? Everybody good on this page? Right now, I don't want to jump out too fast. Yeah, you all right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So again, 3 technique side, run stunt, right? This time we call shade again. So here we go. We got the back, that means the 3 techniques up top. So we got hook. We should all be moving, 3-man movement, 1, 2, 3. You should be moving to the field. Notice up top, 45, another true freshman, Brandon Baker out of Jam Robinson. He did a good job of reading it down. He did a great job of reading it down. Starting over here at 45. Working to get under, boom, down block. Run the heel line, spill whatever you see. Obviously, once you spill, you want to run the hoop, get vertical, right? Get back in on the play, go be a guy. Great job. 61. I like the first step. I wish he was getting his eyes to the man he's moving to. We'd like to see penetration through there, and if anything, we'd like to see him disrupt this pull, trying to get through that gap. His job is just to go, right? Just to go. Flat step, and next step can go. Rip through there, do whatever you gotta do, but go. Big meat. Same thing. We'll slow off the ball. Flat stepping, he's gotta see action at him. He's gonna work back into his gaps. Notice how he shut down and rock it back. This is the next thing, is the next hardest part to teach. Yeah, I want to get in that guy's hip pocket. I want to try to go through this gap and understand if something's going, something's coming, be ready to rock her back into that plate, knowing something's going to probably be coming into my face. He probably didn't see it fast enough, but he felt it. So he'll be better the next time, for sure. But good job on 45. Reading it and getting under it. He's a kid who, 45 is a kid we signed on Jam Robinson. We signed him as a backer, and then, it's 243 now, so he just kept gaining weight. He came in last December. He was an early graduate, and just kept putting on weight at like 6'2", so moved him on down the rush. 12. Did he get it done? What's the question? 12 on the backside. So again, all right. Again, for me, anytime we talk about D-line, we just talk about the first 3 steps. We talk about stimulus response. Stimulus response. All right. So all those guys got to move. He's playing what? Base technique. Cool. What is he doing? He's getting a down block. He's really getting a pull. He's really getting a pull. All right. So we're in phase 1 right now. You're right. We're in phase 1 right now. So in phase 1, right here, he's squeezing square, right? He's thinking wide dive quarterback or bend back quarterback. That's the first thing he's thinking. We're not at the place yet. If you get really good at this, you can tell this guy to chase, and you can let me turn it to your wide dive quarterback play. But we're not quite ready for that. But down the line, we'll let this guy go because my gap move, my man move, I'm gone. Now Meek can stay back, like I said, rock it back, and he can really be the wide dive quarterback player, right? And when I say wide dive, I mean that thing with the bend off the table, right through C gap, that's his play. He's got everything from him all the way to the sideline. That's all Meeks. Now, but we don't teach him that just yet, because that's reps. And get good at reps. So right now we're telling the guy, go ahead and play like normal, squeeze eyes. And what did he see? He saw a block away, he's seeing mesh, right? So when he sees mesh, he keeps squeezing until the ball declares. That's it.
Would you be against Meek crossing phase here because he's got the puller?
All right. So, no. Yeah. Was it 2 clips back when Meek crossed? When was it, 3? This one here? Okay. All right. So now, what's Meek in right now? 2 out, right? So he's playing the guard's play. So as he's playing the guard's play, if your plate pulls, then you know it's a pull. If you know it's a pull, you can cross. I can't have you cross on just down blocks. People, the boys be like, I got him down, coach, so I cross. It's like, nah, you didn't see color across your face, your gap didn't move. His gap moved now, right? They gap move, watch. See? So since that gap's moving, his plate's moving, he can chase his plate. The difference on when you're talking about, watch him now. Who's he moving to this time? He's moving. He's really moving to who? The tackle. Yeah. He can't cross this guy yet. We brought him to do what? Get vertical. get vertical. And the only reason why I'm telling you that is because this block, his movement is taking him out and away from the plate. I don't think he's gonna be able to put his foot in the ground, get back across that guy. I want to see him just try to disrupt it, if anything.
Okay.
If anything.
That makes sense.
Yeah. For me, I feel like it's easy when I'm on the guy that's pulling to cross, right? When I'm moving to the guy and I'm moving away like that, I feel like that's a little bit harder to go one way and then come back and get across. It's a lot of work. Technically speaking, could you do it? If you can do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But you got to work it all together and make sure then you're doing that, and he knows to sit.